Hi guys, welcome. I see people in the chat. Welcome guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. Y'all are like, I'm interested about the Jeeps, but I love Jeeps. Listen, my first car. Well, no. That wasn't my first car, but it was the first car that I like a car loan. One of the first cars that I ever actually got through a loan was Jeep Liberty, and I love that Jeep up until it broke down after I paid it off. I was so mad. It broke down, and it just. I said "F you, Chrysler" after that because you kind of like that's when I realized that don't ever buy new cars out of the lot or anything like that because it's never a good thing. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Hi, Flor. How are you? Hold up, y'all. Welcome everybody, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Jeep. Look, I came across this story and I was like, oh, this is funny. The tale of two Barbie Power Wheels and the drunk men who drove them. How a drunk man got on this like Barbie thing, I don't know. Now, when I heard this story, I said, this got to be a joke. This has to be a joke, guys. But it's not, okay?
Grown man in a tiny kid's Jeep. That's one way to attract the cops. You're looking at video of a Canadian man arrested after police say he took a drunken joyride on a busy street in that cutie pink child's motorized Barbie Jeep.
Wait, he'd been drinking? Is that...
Can you believe it, Joe? Are you shocked? Police in British Columbia pulled the man over and they charged him with DUI and driving without a license. You need a license for that thing.
Yeah.
Wait. Time out. Can you actually get first of all, can you get a DUI for driving this little thing right here? And then not only that, how the hell did this grown man get like that thing is like it only holds so much, right? Oh my god. I mean, he was driving. You said did you see, I didn't know that. I didn't know that you can get a DUI even riding a bicycle if you're over the limit. Or just in general if you're drinking and like riding a bike. I can believe that one, but a Barbie car, and sounds like it's two men, depending on the state. That's what I'm saying, Gloria. Is how does he even fit in that? How Daisy Girls? It's buffering now. Y'all know how I'm like, oh no, hold up.
The man claims he had no idea he was breaking the law. He says he was just going to get a Slurpee.
Oh, well, yeah.
Didn't feel like walking. Chose a child's toy, but did use the street.
I was going to say, he wasn't on the sidewalk. See, if he'd been on the sidewalk, he probably would have been fine.
I actually think you're right about that, which is hilarious, and that's unfortunate for him.
Yeah, so this was a real thing. So this is the tale of two Barbie Power. So it's not two, it's just two Barbie Power Wheels and the drunk men who drove them. So was there more than one or just one? His name is Casper Lincoln. He was stopped by the RCMP for driving a Power Wheels Barbie Jammin' Jeep Wrangler. Okay, so he was driving while under the influence. That's what happened. He basically said that he got lazy. He was craving a Slurpee, and so he decided to go and get on one of these cars. So you can get a DUI for driving a boat, an ATV. Wow, or any type of motorized thing. I just like maybe he just got lazy. It's a jamming Jeep. Walking down the street can get public intoxication in some places. That's right. You said the weight limit is 130 pounds? Dang, I didn't even know. Oh my gosh. See, I didn't know that. So I guess anybody can, like, if you're under that, but he doesn't, sorry, y'all, but he kind of didn't give me that's how much he weighed, but I don't know, y'all. I don't know. But anyway, so, you just Googled it. That's why you know that. That's funny. So this is not the first time an adult male has been stopped by police for getting hammered and misusing Barbie Beloved's car, which today comes with the fresh Barbie graphics, styling, easy open closed doors, pretend radio preload, and 6 jammin' tunes. That's what the Barbie wheel comes with. You said those wheels were bent. Probably. Give me 1 second, guys. I had somebody at my door. Shame on them. Well, it has 6 tunes, apparently. I wonder what he was bumping to. I don't know, man. 6 tunes on a Barbie little thing. I just can't believe it. And he's probably wondering, like, why are these people bothering me? He doesn't think he's doing anything wrong.
A grown man in a tiny kid's Jeep. That's one way to attract the cops. You're looking at video of a Canadian man arrested after police say he took a...
Now, I wouldn't take this on the road. Maybe on the sidewalks, but not the road. Does that make sense? Huh.
drunken joyride on a busy street in that cutie pink child's motorized Barbie Jeep.
Wait, he'd been drinking? Is that...
Can you believe it, Joe? Are you shocked?
Yeah, he's on the road.
Police in British Columbia pulled the man over and they charged him with DUI and driving without a license. You need a license for that thing. Yeah. The man claims he had no...
He was driving dirty. They see him rolling. They hate him. He's driving dirty. That's the problem. They probably ask him, do you have a license and registration for this thing? That's what happened. That's what happened.
No idea he was breaking the law. He says he was just going to get a Slurpee.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah.
Didn't feel like walking. Chose a child's toy.
He's on the road.
But did use the street.
I was going to say. What...
I'd be mad. I'd be like, Dad, you got my Barbie car impounded. Anyways. In the future, yeah, dirty. She's driving dirty Barbie. That's right. He just let that man get a Slurpee. That's all he wanted to do. I mean, I guess he could have really hurt somebody. You know, the reality is that he could have. You said, didn't the gal in Walmart parking lot of the scooter drinking wine out of the Pringles can get a DUI? No, I didn't hear about that. Oh, that's interesting. Never heard about that one, Storm. That is so interesting. I know, right? Be like, go get my Barbie car from the impound, Dad. Go do that. Go do that. Here, girl. Here you go. She made me turn on her little musical thing. Well, listen, I guess I can't use Baby Bunny's. Now, she doesn't have one. But if she had one, I guess I can't use Baby Bunny's Barbie car, especially not drinking and driving the Barbie car. But I thought that was an interesting story to talk about. Okay, another interesting story that I kind of came across, y'all. My boyfriend got my little sister pregnant. Now, sometimes, like, I've been studying TikTok a little bit more just to kind of, like, figure out how their algorithm works and stuff like that. And sometimes I wonder if some of these stories are true. Like, your boyfriend really got your sister pregnant? Like, that's crazy. I mean, it does happen, right? Let's get into this, okay? Because I wanted to talk a little bit about this.
I got my little sister pregnant. Yeah, while we were dating. My little sister is 3 years younger than me, and we've always had a pretty tense relationship. And that's because she's always wanted to copy everything I do. And not just when she was really young, it still happens to this day. But she wasn't copying me in a way of like admiring me. She would copy me because she was in some kind of competition with me. Like whatever I did, she wanted to do it better. If I had an outfit, she wanted to wear the same one, but style it better. If I did an activity, she wanted to join the same one and be better at it than me.
Like, I get the rivalry, and I've seen this happen before, but not like to this. Maybe I have. Maybe I just don't remember. I don't know. That's
how it's been our entire life. And I very quickly noticed that when I started dating, she started flirting with all of my boyfriends, and not subtly. She'd be like, you know, imagine if we would have met first. Like, you probably would have been dating me. But obviously you can't because you're with my sister. But like, if you hadn't met her, right? That's weird. That's just so disrespectful. I would bring this up to her and tell her that it made me really uncomfortable and I thought that it was weird. She'd be like, oh my gosh, you're so dramatic. You're so jealous. And my parents would say the same thing. They're like, Kelsey, it's your little sister. What are you talking about? She's obviously joking. Sorry, I don't think that's funny. And I have a pretty good sense of humor, if I'm being honest. So it just got to the point that I stopped bringing the guys that I was dating around my family because it just wasn't worth the drama for me, which is really sad because I'm really close with my parents, but I knew that if we went to any family holidays, she was going to be there and it was always going to just start a fight. So I stayed away. Things changed when I started dating my most recent boyfriend because it started getting more serious. We were dating for over a year and I knew that I needed to bring him around my family because that's what you have to do. You know what I mean? Also, I stupidly thought that maybe
Wait. You said it was a Reddit story. So did they take it from Reddit? Because I was like, do people really do this? People like openly talk. Like, I honestly thought this was her story where they read it out loud as Reddit. So is this a Reddit story or is this her story? Like, is she really telling the story of how her boyfriend got her sister pregnant? That's crazy. I think I'm like, can you imagine if she really does have a sister and if her sister really did that to her? So is this a real story or is this a fake story? Because I'm hearing it and I'm like, if my sister did that, I don't think I would have ever aired this out on like a Reddit. You know what I mean? Or maybe it's just me. I don't know. What do y'all think? Podcast Queen says it sounds like a Reddit story. Y'all let me know unless it's real. And she's like, this is a good way for me to get views. Thank you. I mean, let me know. Thank you. Oh my God, Dee. Thank you, Dee. And PGH Deb, thank you so much for gifting. You guys are amazing. Thank you for gifting memberships, y'all. I really appreciate it. Thank you, guys. You say they read all kinds of Reddit. So do they basically say that that's their story? Like they make it into their story even though it's not their story? Anyways, let me finish this. Y'all let me know what you guys think.
Somehow my sister had matured and wouldn't act up anymore, but I was wrong. The first time she met my boyfriend, one of the first things she said is she's like, oh my gosh, if Kels ever misbehaves or treats you wrong, just let me know. I'll fix it. I'll take care of it. Don't worry. I always have your back. I was like, this is weird. Like, this is just a weird conversation you're having. She was also just being really touchy with him, wanting to always sit by him, was grabbing his arm, laughing at all his jokes. She was flirting with him. Like, I know what flirting looks like, okay? And I know what her flirting looks like because she's my little sister and I've known her whole life. Well, I pull her aside and I'm like, yeah, we're not going to do this, okay? We're not going to continue to do this. I can't. I'm tired. You got to just be normal. And
I just don't know if this is something that you would be sharing if it's your sister. Does that make sense? Ronan, I'm kind of with you, but you know, she's doing the makeup and she's doing like, this is such an in-character thing, but okay, girl, let's keep going.
Stop flirting with all my boyfriend. And again, she was like, oh my gosh, I did not realize how insecure you were. Like, it's actually really sad that I'm the younger sibling and I'm just so much more confident, so much more self-assured. Like, if you were acting like this with my boyfriends, I would not be upset at all. Okay, well, you've never had a boyfriend, and there's a reason for that. I'm just going to put that out there. About a month after this initial meeting, my little sister calls me and tells me that she has amazing news and that she's actually going to be moving states and moving to the city that my boyfriend and I live in. Great. I was so excited for that. And not only was she moving to our city, she was going to move into the same apartment complex that we lived in. Even better for me. So she moves to our city, moves into our apartment complex, and suddenly she needs help with absolutely everything. She doesn't have a car, so she needs to be driven everywhere. She needs help having everything built. She needs help with all the moving stuff. And guess who she asks for all of it? Yeah, you're right. My boyfriend. Coincidental? I think not. And it got to the point that they were hanging out and I didn't even know they were.
I don't know if I'd still be calling to my boyfriend if he did that, but I'm just saying, but you guys let me know what you think. And the more and more I'm like listening and I'm watching the chat, I think you guys are right. She might be bullshitting us, but people are buying it.
Hanging out. He would get home and I'd be like, where were you? And he was like, I was with your sister. I was helping her do X, Y, Z. I was like, wait, what do you mean you were with my sister? Why didn't you tell me? And he's like, oh, I didn't think it was a big deal. She just needed a favor. And so I went to help out. Like, she lives in our building. No. Okay. He was making it seem like it was innocent. It wasn't innocent. It gets to the point that this is the biggest issue in our relationship.
Oh, see, it's hashtag Reddit stories. See, I didn't even think of that. I literally thought that this was her. Hashtag Reddit. So people get these stories from Reddit and then they read them out loud like it's their actual video. Like it's actually happening to her. That's crazy. I didn't even know people did that. That's crazy. Rabbit off topic. Okay, thank you. I will check it out. Thank you, my love. Why would they do that though? Like, why would you put that out there? Because you actually have a sister, right? It is weird. So she's telling the story while showing while showing the makeup application, which, like, you know how like some true crime YouTubers will do their makeup while they're telling, like, I'm thinking it's like that, right? But this girl's telling the life of like her story, but it's not really her story. It's somebody else's story. Thank you, Smurgy. Thank you. I appreciate you. I just realized that it says, but I didn't even know that they were taking stories from this and making them their own. Yes. I mean, you got me believing it too. That's what I was like, huh? Yeah, no, who does that? Maybe I need to start doing that. I don't know, man.
We're constantly arguing about it, where I'm like, I want you to stop spending so much time with my sister because you already know the previous issues that are there. And he was like, it's your family. I'm just trying to be a good guy. I'm like, okay, sorry, your loyalty is to me, and I'm asking you to establish this boundary, and you won't do it, and it's weird. And we were just going back and forth for weeks about it. Finally, one day, my little sister comes to my apartment while my boyfriend and I are watching a movie, and she just looks so upset. I'm like, what's wrong? Like, what is going on? And that's when she tells me that she is pregnant, which
There's an audience for this. I didn't even know. See, now I know I got to do this on TikTok to grow that audience. Let me go take some Reddit stories and pretend that happened to me. You know, something. And I'm assuming that some of these Reddit stories are probably really, really crazy as hell. Like, I'm just thinking out loud. They're probably really, really crazy, right? He said the people in the comments are believing it, because I'm like, I believed it. Like, somebody even in Spanish is like saying, oh my goodness, I can't believe this happened to you. Literally.
Shocked about, because she just moved to the city. I didn't know she was dating anyone. The only guy that she's been hanging out with is my boyfriend.
It's horrible.
See, at the time, I didn't put that together because I thought that there was no way that he would do that to me. But yeah, just wait. But the person who was even more shocked was my boyfriend. He looked like he was about to projectile vomit. I was like, wow, they obviously have gotten really close. He is really concerned about her. And that's when I start asking her, I was like, okay, who's the father? Whose baby are you having? And she gets really quiet. She's like, oh, I don't know. Like, I don't really want to tell you. I was like, why are you being weird about this? And obviously we know why she was being weird about this. Then she started looking at my boyfriend. She's like, I mean, like, are you going to tell her or am I? She fully came in here ready to expose him, and he had no idea. It was just all,
you know, because in a regular world, that shit would not, like, I don't know about you guys, but we grew up in the Jerry Springer era. You know, that would not have gone that way. Like, people would have lost their shit. This is why when I heard this, I said, huh? Really? Like, but the way you're exposing this out here, you must have a really shitty relationship with your sister, but then come to find out, this is not your story, right? It's crazy. This is long lines of those videos where the older brother pretends he finds a kid on the side of the road in the middle of nowhere, and it's really his little brother. You know, Rando from Iowa, you know what I'm talking about, right? It's like, this is that's that kind of video where it's like, this is people would get hands at each other if this was but did this actually happen to somebody? I mean, let's be honest, there's a lot of stories out there where you know, siblings start messing with their brothers or sisters, you know, significant others, and then they get pregnant, and then you have a whole little situation happening, and, you know, you have a whole little get down, and the barbecues and the Thanksgivings and all this stuff is just off, because it does happen. So this is when I'm hearing this, I'm like, did this really happen? Okay, all right, well, anyways.
All going down right there in my living room. Well, I look at him, he looks absolutely sick. I'm looking at her, and low-key, she's smirking a little bit. She's happy about this because, again, everything's a competition, and apparently she won. She took my man. That's what she wanted this whole time. And
even the fact that she would say that, she took my man, I was like, what? Why would you even call him that? Don't call somebody your man unless he's giving you a ring and you signed those papers and, like, you've gone through the don't do that, because he's not really yours. He's everybody's, if that's the point. Anyways.
I look at him, I'm like, no. Please tell me that she's lying. She's making this up. And he can't even get any words out. I can see it on his face that, yeah, it's him. He's the father of this baby. So I absolutely lose that. I'm like, what are you even talking about? And he has the audacity to say to me, well, I know I cheated, but I only half cheated because it's your sister. You shared DNA. So it's like, it's not as bad if I was cheating with someone else. it's like it's half cheating. No, I'm sorry. What man logic?
Yeah, it's Mergy. You got me on this one. It's her demeanor, her reaction. Like this would be something that I probably would need therapy for, or at least try to find out why my sister, you know, what happened, or this person, or anything. Like that would be horrible. I don't trust her demeanor, reaction. It doesn't seem like how a person would experience it. Yeah, no, I'm telling you, I just don't think that. Thank you guys for letting me know in the chat. I mean, I didn't even know people, but it doesn't surprise me. Half cheating. But it's a plausible story, don't you think? It's a plausible story, right? I've heard of stories like this.
Is that I cannot. It's way worse to cheat with somebody's sibling than with a stranger. So obviously I kick him out. I'm like, you have somewhere else to sleep in the exact same building, so don't even feel bad about it. I don't want to see your face ever again. I look at my sister, I'm like, I don't want to see your face ever again either. My ex-boyfriend is now texting me 24/7, apologizing, saying it was a mistake. It only happened once, which I don't believe based on how much time they spent together. And my family keeps texting me, it's your little sister, give her grace. People make mistakes. So people make mistakes.
But isn't that something that would happen? You would have your family texting you. You would have like such a situation because it's been heard. Like it's not that it's not unheard of. Even if it's somebody's story, if that makes sense. Cheater and harassment. I know the broadcasting station did our generation real dirty, airing those shows at those time slots that they did. It's the truth, yo. You know, you kind of have to wonder who this happened to. Right? It's the shock value gymnastics. You know, this is like an episode of Cheaters with Tommy Greco and the camera crew. That's it right here. You know, I knew someone that fool on dated their cousin. I was like, yeah, no, bye. Never spoke sense. Oh my God. I know. You said, what in God's name? People do weird things. Well,
that was not a mistake. That was a betrayal. Haven't heard anything from my little sister, though. Not one text, not one apology, because she's not sorry. She very much planned for this to happen. I know it. And I have absolutely no idea what's going to happen next, but let me know if y'all want to stay updated.
Let me know if you want to stay updated. Okay. I mean, it's not her story, right? It's not. Oh my God, baby K, I adore you. The way you communicate with your followers, always be you. But oh, baby K, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. That was so sweet of you. Thank you. I dated a cousin through marriage, and we didn't know we were cousins until the engagement party. We split immediately. Oh my God. See, now that would be like a really scary situation where it's like you date somebody, or at least like, and you don't even know it, that you actually might be related. That's scary to me, because you actually do hear stories like this a lot. And then what if you have children? You find out afterwards, you know? Wow. That's so scary to hear. But you guys broke up. You said, I lose respect for my sister. Poor kid, though. I know. Didn't update on the kid. And I'm sure people are going to ask, well, what happened to that child? What happened to that child? But yes, but thank you, baby K. I really appreciate this super chat. It means a lot to me. Thank you for your message. You said, oh, but that was only by marriage, not by blood. Thank you. Crazy. Sometimes you just don't know. Family, you might be closer to family than what you know, right? All right, guys. Let's move on to another situation. Now, oh my gosh. Thank you, baby Kate. Again, let me put a little heart in here, and a little really means a lot. Okay, let me move on. I gotta tell you guys something. So, Mr. Brian Kilmeade has apologized. Now, I did a little short. I want to say, what was it? Yesterday, I did a little short where this anchor, Fox anchor, right? He basically, they were talking about the homeless population. There was a killing or a murder, something to that effect, that prompted him to give his commentary about a really bad situation in the community, where a homeless man K'd a person. And so then they were getting together and they were giving commentary about it. Well, Brian Kilmeade made a comment that did not sit well with a lot of people. Now, Ronan is in the chat. Ronan will tell you that Ronan was like, is this AI? And I initially thought it was AI too, because I was like, how does somebody say that, right? Like, how does that happen? He basically said that homeless people, if they don't want to get help or off the street, they should be involuntarily given a lethal injection. That's what he said. Involuntary lethal injection. He said that. So of course it caught a lot of us by surprise. When I heard that, I was like, no way. Yeah, he's very heartless. Well, he has decided to apologize. For those that don't know what I'm talking about, this is the original clip, okay?
Given billions of dollars to mental health and the homeless population. A lot of them don't want to take the programs. A lot of them don't want to get the help that is necessary. You can't give them a choice. Either you take the resources that we're going to give you, or you decide that you're going to be locked up in jail. That's the way it has to be now.
Or involuntary lethal injection or something. Just kill them.
Yeah, Brian, why?
And I don't see these guys right here. So they were talking about a case and they were giving their commentary, right? Which is fine. I couldn't understand like how they sat there and they had even a straight face afterwards. Both of the news people, I was like, oh, that must be hard, right? Well, other thing I wondered is
Actually happened.
That came from somewhere, you guys. Nobody just blatantly says something like that. Where did this come from? Why does he hold this ideology? What happened? And it didn't lead him to get fired, right? I guess he just apologized and then they're moving on. He's allowed to have this opinion, which I'm like, yeah, that's his opinion, but people are losing their shit right now with everything that's happening. So this guy, I guess, is okay to stay where he's at. Look, listen.
We're together on Wednesday, Lawrence. In the morning, we were discussing the murder of Irina Zaruska in Charlotte, North Carolina, and how to stop these kinds of attacks by homeless, mentally ill assailants, including institutionalizing or jailing such people so they cannot attack again. Now, during that discussion, I wrongly said they should get lethal injections. I apologize for that extremely callous remark. I'm obviously aware that not all mentally ill homeless people act as the perpetrator did in North Carolina, and that so many homeless people deserve our empathy and compassion. Lawrence, back to you.
All right, thanks, Brian. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yep.
Right, more Fox and Weekend.
I don't know. This was so awkward. Why does he get to keep his job? I don't know, man. Clearly, Shelly, that's his way of thinking. Listen, that's his way. So he thinks he's better than people who are struggling, right? Yeah. And like I posted this as a short on my channel, and I had people in there, take this off. It's fake news. I said, is it? Like, no, it's not. It's out there. There's articles out there about his rhetoric. But I want to go back and just kind of give you, like, somebody doesn't just you're not just born with these thoughts, you guys. Where did this come from? And that's really where my mind kind of goes. Like, somebody isn't born thinking this way or feeling this way about a population. You know what I mean? Like, this is typically ingrained from somewhere or something. It's not like it just comes out of nowhere. And that's the thing that I want people to think, right? It's definitely a forced apology. Well, upbringing, home, surroundings, stuff like that. This is stuff that he picked this rhetoric up from somewhere, I mean, even him, the word empathy is a bit foreign for him too, but look.
And it actually happened when we were together on Wednesday, Lawrence. In the morning, we were discussing the murder of Irina Zaruska in Charlotte, North Carolina, and how to stop these kinds of attacks by homeless, mentally ill assailants, including institutionalizing or jailing such people so they cannot attack again. Now, during that discussion, I wrongly said they should get lethal injections. I apologize for that extremely callous remark.
Extremely callous remark. But he not only said lethal injections. They should be given involuntary lethal injections. And then he stopped and then he says, kill them. It wasn't just this. It was followed by kill them. You know what I mean? So it was like two different remarks that were given in that in that same little segment.
Obviously aware that not all mentally ill homeless people act as the perpetrator did in North Carolina, and that so many homeless people deserve our empathy and compassion. Lawrence, back to you.
All right,
I
thanks,
mean, you
Brian.
can hear it. Nobody's putting words in this
have
man's
given
mouth.
billions of dollars to mental health and the homeless population. A lot of them don't want to take the programs. A lot of them don't want to get the help that is necessary. You can't give them a choice. Either you take the resources that we're going to give you, or you decide that you're going to be locked up in jail. That's the way it has to be now.
Or involuntary lethal injection or something. Just kill them.
Yeah, Brian, why?
Involuntary lethal injection or something. Just kill them. Just kill them. Kill who? Them. Irresponsible remark. So he apologized. Are y'all accepting the apology? That's the question. Maybe I need to do a poll. Are you guys accepting the apology? Sir, no, ma'am, yes. Hold up. Let's do a little poll real quick. You said nope. You're not accepting the apology? Why not? Oh my goodness. Hold up. Let me do a little poll real quick. You said no, no. Oh my gosh. Do you accept the Brian apology? Yes or no? Go vote and hit the like button, please, and thank you. You said no. He was way too comfortable saying that. That's right. He was. He just said it like verbal vomit. Blah. Third time. Maybe there'll be another time we'll say something different, right? I don't know. Crazy, y'all. Crazy, crazy. Irresponsible remark followed by wasn't thinking, shouldn't thinking, didn't mean to say it that way. Is that what it is? You said hell no? You said because he's full of crap, he got talking to from the higher ups and he apologized. He's not trying to be not employed. Oh my goodness. Look at this poll. 34% already. Look at all these votes. And not one yes. Now, if I get a yes right here, I know somebody's trolling me. Let me get a yes right here. Somebody's trolling me, y'all. That's right. Teresa says, no, but none of the others called him out. That's what I'm saying. They looked at him. They knew that he was off for saying that, but nobody called him up. Nobody said yes. Oh, somebody voted yes. Y'all, you poll trolls, you just killed it. You killed it for me on this one. You guys are poll trolling my chat. Don't do this to me. Okay. And now 5% said yes. So you accept the will a brave person say why they accepted the apology? Let me know. Brave person in the chat, why would you accept the apology? Anybody? Nobody? I bet you it's probably a troll. I'll find you trolls, LOL, and timeout. Anyways, okay. So let's move on. Okay. So y'all let me know what you guys think in the comments. Is he entitled to his feelings? Is he entitled to feel the way that he feels? Is there an issue with his feelings? What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Okay. Oh man, another case. I left this kind of later on because I was like, ooh, but we might have to cover this one too. So, New Mexico case. Let me play this video and then we'll get into the commentary.
If you're like most GI patients, you've probably tried everything to find relief from your symptoms, diets, medications, and endless online research. At Oshie Health, we do things differently. Our full virtual team of experts, GI doctors, registered dietitians.
Police say a 1-year-old boy died from intentional abuse last November. Officers responded when the baby was taken to the hospital and pronounced dead from severe bruising. Officials identified the child's parents, 22-year-old Donna Phillips and 33-year-old Onesimus Skywater, as suspects. And an autopsy revealed blunt trauma and injuries covering most of the boy's body, and child abuse specialists ruled it was fatal physical abuse. Both parents are now in the Curry County Detention Center, and Calian's siblings are in foster care.
If you're like most GI patients, you've probably tried everything.
I have not tried everything and I am not a GI patient, but let's get into this commentary also. This is the Clovis Police Department post. This is a media release that they released. They released this on the 10th of September, okay? This is crazy, man. So release through the office of Trevor Tron, Chief of Police, the numbers there, on September 10th. Type of incident is intentional abuse of child resulting in the child death in Clovis, New Mexico. Okay. So September 10th, on Friday, look at this. On Friday, November 27th, 2024, detectives with the Clovis Police Department received information that a 1-year-old, Calian Skywater, had been taken to Plain Regional Medical Center and was pronounced deceased. Officers and detectives responded to the scene. Detectives noted extensive bruising on the child's head, face, and arms. Donna Phillips, age 22, stated that Calian's injuries resulted from a rough play with a sibling and a fall from a high chair. Through the course of the investigations, investigators learned that the New Mexico Children's Youth and Family Division, this is what you call the, what is it? Family Services, but they call it DYCD, okay, had seized Calian Walker and his siblings at the time of his birth. Look at this. Another case very similar to what? Emmanuel Jarro? What? Gabriel Fernandez? Right? Very similar cases here. They follow. Very similar, right? So let's keep going with this. So they had taken the children, where I leave off. Calian Walker had been taken to the Plain Regional Center, Medical Center, and was pronounced deceased. We read this. So Calian Walker and his siblings at the time of his birth, November 2023, the children had been in foster care, were returned to Donna Phillip by CYFD in October of 2024, October. So just a little bit, we're about to hit the year mark here of when those kids returned to her custody, okay? Calian Skywater was taken to the office of the medical investigators for an autopsy. The pathology relayed to the investigators that Calian had bruises to 70 to 80% of his body, and they noted trauma to the child's head. Interviews were conducted with the child's parents, Donna Phillip and Onesimus, I think it's Onesimus, he's got an interesting name, Skywater, 33, and search warrants were executed at their residence. Investigators received OMI's final autopsy report on April 2025. The report noted major blunt trauma to Calian Walker's head and physical injuries. New Mexico OMI logged the death as undetermined. Clovis Police Department detectives coordinated with the 9th Judicial District Attorney's Office. A doctor who specialized in child abuse pediatrics was contacted, and all information related to this case was forwarded for their review. Investigators received the results to doctor's review on September 8, 2025. Calian Skywater body showed multiple injuries that did not correspond with the statements provided by the parents. The doctors communicated with their totality of the findings present at diagnostic of the fatal physical and abuse inflicted upon Calian Skywater. Arrest warrants on the charges of intentional abuse of a child resulting in the child's death, which is a first-degree felony, were issued for the father and the mother. The father and the mother were taken into custody with assistance from the United States Marshal Services. Both individuals, why were they taken by the marshals? Both individuals were taken to the Curry County Adult Detention Center. Calian Walker siblings are currently in the custody of foster family in New Mexico. Now, hold up. Why were they taken by the marshals? The United States Marshal Services. Like, the marshals had to assist in getting them into custody? Y'all let me know what you guys think. Yeah, I mean, the autopsy says it all, right? Yeah, absolutely. What's wrong with these people? This is why I left this kind of at the very end, because I was like, I don't know. It's very heavy. This story doesn't make any sense, honestly. Hold on. Why were they taken by the marshals? This is what I don't understand. And there isn't a whole lot of information about this case, guys, his name is Calian Skywater. Hold up. They keep spelling it Skywalker. It's Skywater. Look at this. Okay, people's talking about it. Mom 22 accused of child abuse alleges her 1-year-old son fatal injuries were caused by rough play with sibling. This is them. Okay? This is them together. No, not by the marshals. Well, I'm wondering if they're like I don't know. Let me see. Let me read a little bit more. So, parents of the 1-year-old Calian Skywater were arrested on charges of child abuse that resulted in the death on September 10th. So, what, 4 days ago? Okay. Let's see. A New Mexico mother accused of fatally abusing her infant son has insisted that his injuries were rough play with siblings. This is what she told the police. We do have a media. Let's see if we can look at this media release. I think this is already the one that we saw, actually. We already read that one, so we're not going to go back to that. The child was pronounced dead after being taken to Plains Regional Medical Center unresponsive with extensive injuries. Oh, my God. So they found a lot of injuries to this body, but there's not a lot. And she was saying that there was a lot of rough play. This is New Mexico. OMI logged her son's death as undetermined. However, a doctor review concluded that Caitlyn's injuries were a result of child abuse. There's multiple injuries. The doctors communicated that their totality of their findings presented our diagnostics of fatal physical abuse inflicted upon a child. This is the father. Nothing else. There's no more information about this. I don't think they've made bail yet either, because I went to go check and I didn't see anything that would tell me that they did. This is crazy. There's not like, hold up, y'all. Skywater. I'm trying to see what else is out here. So here's City of Clovis, New Mexico. I'll show you guys my search results. This is their media release. Undetermined. This is their mugs. Nada. Nothing. We've already read this. I'm trying to see if there's anything else that comes out of here. 3 days ago, 2 days ago. Nothing else. No more information. So somebody said, what is this? The Demon's Den. The Demon's Den. Dreamin' Demon? Hold up. Let me not show this. Let me move over here real quick, because I don't want to show the screen, but I do. Let me stop sharing it real quick. I want to see what that is, though. What is this? The Dreamin' Demon. You must be logged in to see the shout box. Oh, it's like a what do you call it? Those chat rooms. I didn't even know these still existed. Like these kind of, like the formatting of it. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. I just gotta be careful. I know it's sus. Hold up, y'all. This one. The Dreamin' Demon. The world is a dangerous place to live, not because of the people. Oh, this is Albert Einstein. Not because of the people who are evil, but because of the people who don't do anything about it. Albert Einstein. So this is the father's name, and they put it on the website. Wow, baby bunny. I'm thinking too, Robin. I'm not finding anything that's the case, but maybe that's why the marshals got involved. Were they maybe Native American? And then maybe that's why the marshals, because you can't just go arresting people. I mean, nowadays a little bit, still a lot has changed, but I do wonder, Robin, if that was the case, if maybe they live in like a reservation or something like that. You have like on a res, like on a res, like you have to be careful when there's an arrest. You can't just, nobody can just go to an arrest, and go and arrest somebody, if that makes sense. So I do wonder, Skywater, that's his last name. So I wonder if maybe this is why they had to get the marshals involved. This is the area, like federal level. Yeah. Let me look at something. Depending on the jurisdiction determined by the tribe, authority, and federal law, but they have tribal police as well, right? Arresting someone at a reservation, at a res. I feel like that's why. That maybe that's why the marshals got involved, because I've never heard of that. But typically that's what happens. Many do local police can't. Yeah, they can't go in there. So I do wonder. This would make sense why a what. So this is what it reminds me of. Do you guys remember? Oh man, I can see her in my face, but I'm like blanking out the name. There was you guys could probably put the name in the chat. I'm going to give you guys the details and you guys will probably remember before I do. So there was a girl who went missing. She met somebody online and then she turned herself in Montana. She went to the police and she told them she wasn't missing anymore. I did an interview. Like, this is like completely blanking me. Who was it? See her face. Oh, this is going to bother me so much. Anyways, so she and her abuser, you know what I'm talking about, Didi? Well, she and her abuser, the man that was abusing her, so she wasn't, when she left, she was gone for like 4 years, guys. She was missing for 4 years. She goes to this Montana police station and says, I want to be taken out of the missing people's posters, because she wanted like a driver's license, right? Well, they arrested the man that she was with because he had trafficked her. Actually, he's been sentenced and convicted. I'm going to definitely do a follow-up video on that. I've been so behind, but that would be one. She was missing her mom. Her mom actually came to my channel and we were talking and we did like an extensive interview, right? And so she turned herself in. No, that's not her. That's not her. Alicia. No. Why am I blanking it? Let me see. This is going to bother me. I got to find out. The only reason why I'm mentioning her is because, yeah, Alicia Navarro. Thank you. Podcast queen. Thank you. Alicia Navarro. You're right. Alicia Navarro. This is why I'm thinking about her. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yes. I can't believe it's been that long. So she turns herself in. Well, the man that she was with, which is the same man that trafficked her 45 years ago, right? She was a minor then. The feds came, but he and Alicia were staying in like a res. So they had to get permission from that tribe, like to come in there and arrest this man who had taken her. So yeah, like, oh my God, baby bunny's loud. Sorry about that. So this using the res and stuff like that is a real thing. So I do wonder if this might be the thing. Robin, I think you might have called this. City, county, and state law enforcement don't have jurisdiction over the reservations. Only federal law enforcement, FBI, U.S. Marshals have jurisdiction. So I do wonder if this is where they had to bring the marshals, if you know what I mean. She wanted to get a license. She couldn't because she had been missing. She'd been on that missing persons list. But that case has concluded. He was convicted, I believe, this year. That's how behind I am. I'm going to have to write this down so I can follow up on that. I bet you I can pull those docs. And then the feds have to coordinate with the res cops. That's right. The tribal police. Yeah. So you're getting flashbacks of that. So I do wonder, though, if the reason why the marshals came is because of that. I know, but it happened. She walked into the police in 2023. We're in 2025. And he stood trial. I haven't heard anything else. And I know her mom, because her mom really used social media to bring attention. She never gave up. I do wonder. I bet Alicia is probably like, she doesn't want people to know. And I completely respect all of that. But she probably doesn't want to do interviews. This was somebody that was featured in so many missing person datelines, 48 hours. There's so much information out there. Like, I remember she was the first true crime case that I actually talked to somebody, to her mom on my channel and had a conversation with. It was the first video. I can't believe it's been almost 4 years now since that happened. Who knew that she would like, she just walked into a police station in Montana and was like, "You guys take me out of the missing person poster." And when she was caught, she did an interview and she was like, "I'm not missing, I'm fine." That type of situation. I got to do a video on that. I need to see if I can get any kind of court records on that. Yeah, that would be a good one to do. Yeah. But anyway, so I do wonder if maybe this is the res, like they couldn't, they work with the marshals to get him arrested because they needed the assistance. It might have something to do with that. This is a sad situation. This poor little 1-year-old. But like these cases are just so horrific. When it involves children like this, they're helpless. They really are. Just makes me sad. But anyways, guys, it is Sunday night, and you remember the mom, Daisy? Daisy girl. Shout out to Daisy girl. Y'all remember the mom? Yeah, many of the tribal cops aren't tribal. It's just funny to us here. Really, Storm? Wow. You said because it's jurisdictional civil cases and both their ish don't stink. Ooh. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to let you go because I got to go tend to baby bunny, but I will see you guys during the week. Now, this week we have some court hearings for the Haro case, so we're going to be following that as well. There's going to be that. Other things are happening. So you guys let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you. And thank you for those that supported today. I really appreciate it. Dee Dee, thank you so much, Deb, for a membership. Oh, did I even like put some hearts or anything? If you guys have been gifted, make sure you guys give your little thank yous and hearts and confettis. There's the confettis. Thank you. And baby Kate, thank you so much for this. I really appreciate it. I will see you guys mañana. Bye, guys. Hit the like button. Bye, guys.